Welcome to Ocean Chicks Films.
Welcome to the Ocean Chicks Horror Podcast. I'm your host, Karen, and today in the broadcast studio we have indie filmmaker Jake Jolley talking about his new film, A Clay Zombie Christmas. So sit back and enjoy the show, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Welcome to the Ocean Chicks Horror Podcast. I'm your host, Karen, and today on the show we have returning guest and creator of the indie film Clay Zombies. Hey, Mr. Jake Jolley, how's it going?
Oh, I'm doing awesome.
Good.
Great to be back here at Ocean Chicks Films with you, Karen. I really appreciate the invite.
I've been waiting to talk about this one since you talked about it on the last time you were on.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really nice for you to say.
So is this film's finished?
It's still in like heavy post.
Okay.
I have a lot of claymation left to do, and there's some special effects, but most of the footage in the can, just still editing and all that fun stuff.
Right, which yeah, that can go on and forever and ever. And I guess I should tell people what we're talking about is you've done another Clay Zombie film.
Yes, yeah, we did the first feature film, Clay Zombies, and or I guess late, 2022, early
Right.
this year.
Yeah.
It's like I'd like to do something fun. Want to do more with these characters, and work with that cast again. Love Christmas stuff. I think my two most quoted movies are like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and like Home Alone, Jingle All the Way, all that goofy stuff.
Yeah.
So, uh, so yeah, we got back at it, and we're doing a Clay Zombies Christmas, which is going to be like a holiday special.
That's awesome. This is gonna be like a full length
No,
film? It's gonna be a short?
yes,
Okay.
it'll probably be between 15 and 20 minutes, depending
Okay.
on some things. But yeah, oh, I would have loved to done a full length, but yeah, this will just be a little Christmas Hershey kiss, I guess.
Yeah. Let's back it up and let's tell everybody in case they haven't seen your first film. Tell them about Clay Zombies, like what's it about and why you did it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I'd always wanted to do a zombie movie, and I wanted to tell a story where, this guy, he cared about his dog so much that even though there's a zombie apocalypse, he goes home to get her
Yeah.
and meets all these colorful characters, and it's very goofy. It's like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes or Naked Gun, where it's just goofy, but everybody plays it absolutely straight. And instead of real zombies, I stop motion clay animated zombies,
Yeah.
and that's my short synopsis. So a
Okay.
lot.
And who was in this film?
Oh gosh, a lot of great local and Pittsburgh talent.
Yeah.
David Ogrodowski from Pittsburgh plays Sheriff Locke.
Right.
Gabriel Kirk, local to Ohio, plays the main villain, Emilio. And then, of course, another great member of the cast is the awesome Diane Franklin from such
Yeah.
films as Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and so on and so on.
Yeah. That's very cool. Very, very cool. So tell us about this new film. I'm
Uh,
excited. I saw the trailer.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, so it takes place. Um, I'd say a year, some change
Mhm.
after the first feature film, Clay Zombies, and Chad, one of the main characters from the last movie, is
Right.
just kind of he's bummed nobody's talking or thinking about Christmas anymore, and everybody's just kind of like, well. why would we care about celebrating Christmas when we're just trying to survive?
Right.
And Chad and his friend Ted rescue this young lady, and she turns out to have this little boy she's taking care of named Little Sammy, who Chad
Right.
finds out does not believe in Christmas or anything, and he decides to try to rally the gang from the last movie to try to get Little Sammy to believe in Christmas again. But there's going to be a lot of um, clay violence again, over the top.
Awesome. That's the best part. So you got to dabble in the claymation and the stop motion again?
Oh yeah, and I learned so much from the first movie that I'm
Yeah.
hoping a lot of this will blow what I did in the previous movie out of the water, which is
Cool.
what you want. You want to keep doing better.
Yep.
Uh, so I'm hoping people will enjoy that, and uh, I had to of course incorporate Krampus somehow.
I heard that. Yeah. That's so cool. I think I love watching horror at Christmas time, especially Christmas horror. And so that whole concept, I think that's so fun. Absolutely fun.
I agree, and
Yeah.
there's something about like that. The blending of like not only the genres but
Yeah.
the imagery for some reason,
Yeah.
like Nightmare Before Christmas, and I really do. It seems to be kind of divided, but I do like that Krampus movie with Adam Scott and all those guys. It's
Yeah,
kind
I
of
do
goofy,
too.
but
Yeah. No, that's so fun. I dig those ones out every year and watch them for sure. I'm excited to see how that all interacts together actually.
yeah, it's cool. We've got some new. I've got a couple creative weapons that weren't used before. Like
Okay.
one of the actresses uses a trumpet.
Oh,
Um, so there's yeah, I'm trying to come up with cool ways, and of course, there's still gonna be guns and over the
right.
top, action there, but
Clay
I do.
blood.
Oh, yeah.
Lots and lots of clay blood. I hope so.
Yeah, which and, it's kinda like we're talking about, like, my friend Mia, who owns the haunted house I kinda work with a lot, Carnage.
Right.
I was telling her that when they do their Christmas and so they have like an event almost every different season, but I really like when they do Christmas.
Right.
It's just something about the mixture of the lights and horror. Becky Rue Conaway, who was
Mhm.
in the first movie, who plays Anastair Delby, the reporter,
Right.
she is the the narrator in this one. I kind of you know like one of my favorite stop motion films is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Me too. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I dig the snowman narrating parts, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like I want a narrator, so she kind of is reading from time to time in like
Right.
yeah, so it's fun. I really did try to make. I'm hoping it's just a fun Christmas event, little short people can watch and have fun with, and maybe even be like a Christmas tradition. Who knows?
Yeah, I think it will be. I think it will be. I'm excited for it. I was gonna say about the blood, the clay blood. You know how in Evil Dead Rise they said the measurements, or even Evil Dead, I think, or Evil Dead or The Shining. Sorry, the measurements of how much blood they were using. You should have like measurements of how much clay blood there is, or something like that.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, how many bottles of T-shirt paint did I use?
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Yeah. So, the cast, did you get a lot of the same people back again this time around? I see you're in this one again, right?
So far I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's kinda I'm trying to it just depends on some things happening, but I'm hoping to maybe, get a little bit more filming in with me and some
Right,
cast who weren't able to make it.
right.
Um, but most of, the cast is back, yeah. Um,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, because they were great. It has a great chemistry together, so that's really fun, I think.
Yeah, I think that was is fun is we all really like each other. Everybody's in the cast, and everyone kind of says we're like the CZ fam or the Clay Zombies family, and
Yeah.
we all love each other and have a good time, and it's comfortable. Which it's I'm sad to say, I guess not it's not like that's the norm, I guess. So I think we're lucky with that. It's kind of hard. I mean, a lot of times it's like we just want to hang out. It's like, guys, we got a film we got to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. And I think anybody who did like the movie before will really enjoy this, and seeing the characters again in a new light where they're kind of used to the clay apocalypse now, so they can
Right.
loosen up a little bit and
Yeah.
have more fun.
Have you brought back the tagline? Or is there something new that's gonna come out?
Oh my
You don't have to
gosh.
say.
You know what? This is an exclusive. How
You don't
about
have to.
I think I think it will be don't touch the clay for a happy holiday.
I love that. That's my favorite part of the whole movie. That's awesome. And you heard it here, guys, exclusively.
That's right. It's an exclusive because we just
Yeah,
made it up.
yeah,
It's happening.
yeah. You're bound to that now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. By the way, what is your shirt? Is your shirt Kolchak, the Night Stalker?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
god, that's so cool. That
Yep.
was the first horror stuff I watched as a kid with my dad. I was young, like 5 years old, and, he used to shut off all the lights and turn the TV on, and we'd sit my mom was out on Friday nights, and we would, like, watch together when I was, like, I'm pretty sure 5. Yeah,
That's so cool. I
but that's where that passion for horror came from for me because it was just such a cool show, you know? So that's cool.
That's great. I think that is like those kind of memories we get to have, like watching with mom or dad, like a kid like that, something
Yeah,
spooky are great. So
yeah.
that's cool that you have memories of doing that with Kolchak.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a shirt from my brother, High School Pizza's signs on Instagram. So I'm laughing because a shameless plug there, but
Oh, and
you
it's an
know,
awesome shirt, awesome shirt. So he sells them on there?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, and I think there's something about just Darren McGavin too,
Yeah.
just such a charming guy.
It was such a quirky kinda show for back then too, right? Like, he's this, news reporter? He's a news reporter, right?
Yes.
And he'd go around to these cases and uncover these really bizarro kinds of things, like was that an inspiration to you too, that show?
Oh yeah, I think Christoph in the movie, this guy was a big inspiration.
Cool.
And it was cool how it was like a monster of the week show, right? How
Yeah,
and
and nobody
uh,
believed him. He seemed crazy,
yeah,
but he knew. I
it's like
love that.
his editor, even though every time he would end up proving something crazy was real, in
Yeah,
the next episode he'd be like, "Hey, I want to do this story," and the editor would be like, "That's not even real. You got to, cover this new dog wash that's
yeah,
opening up in New York," and he'd be like, "No, come on, there's a vampire."
yeah. Yeah, I loved that and his hat and everything. So cool. Well, that's cool. Well, we'll have your, friend's site listed then below. People can check it out, go get a shirt. Does he do all kinds of artwork?
Yeah, he really likes doing
I
just
love
like
that.
nostalgia stuff. He'll do movies like, you know, like one of our favorite movies growing up was The Burbs, and he does like
Okay,
different Burb shirts or
cool.
yeah, it's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I'm starting to collect a little bit more, and I'm finding more and more artists that do stuff like that, and, it's just amazing, it's so incredible, I love that side of it. Yeah, the movies are fun too, but I like the art side, you know? Um, so with this new short, how are we gonna be able to watch? Off of your website, or are you
Yeah, I so the most important thing to me, I think, is that people can just like watch it and enjoy it, especially like while the holidays are going on. So I probably, in some form of another, it'll be on YouTube or like you said, I'll just put it up on clayzombies.com and people can check it out.
Yeah.
Um, but most likely it'll probably just be on my YouTube channel for free so
Right.
anybody can just watch it.
Right. Do you have a Clay Zombies YouTube channel?
You know what? I don't. I just have my personal
Mm-hmm.
YouTube where I'll put trailers up and things like that, but
Right.
I don't have an actual YouTube channel for it, which might not
Okay.
be a bad idea, you know?
I I didn't want to say because it's your thing and you're doing your thing, but I was kind of wondering if um that could be kind of a cool thing. I don't know. It's a lot of extra work though, so I don't want to.
Oh,
I hate when people tell me you should do this, you should do that, you should be okay. I just won't sleep anymore. Sure, I'll do it. But yeah, no. But I think it would be cool if you had that.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, Clay Zombies on YouTube. That I think that would be really cool, especially if you're thinking about continuing on with this. But yeah,
I think it's a good idea. Probably help it be more searchable as well. So
right.
um, I think I'm going to pursue that.
I have another thing I wanted to say. Okay, when I saw the trailer for this one, suddenly I saw recurring, characters and people coming back, and I thought to myself, this whole concept would make a really awesome Netflix series.
Wow, that's really nice
I
of you to say.
honestly do, because I think you've got the groundwork for like these amazing characters, this recurring thing. Like if it was a series with like episodes, I think that'd be really fun. I'd watch
Netflix,
that. Yeah, Netflix.
Tubi, are you listening? Uh,
Do they do that on Tubi as well? You mean
um,
just series? I don't really watch series on Tubi.
that's a good question. I know they have original films, but I think they
Right.
should. It would be smart for them to do some original series.
They should.
And Netflix,
Tubi, are you listening?
yeah, Tubi, Netflix, Screenbox, or Interview.
Just
No,
saying.
that'd be
Hashtag.
great. I would love
Come
to do
on,
it.
don't you have that's never crossed your mind?
Well, it would be awesome. The only problem is when it would be like if if I had if I had an animation team, we could pop them out way faster. It's the
So you'd need
problem
to
is
connect. Yeah.
what's that?
You'd have to connect with somebody that could, you know.
Yes, and they'd have to want not much money. that's that's the cool part about me doing it
Yeah.
myself is I can do all
Yeah,
that
I
stuff
just
for
come up with the ideas. But
no,
it's
I
just
I love the idea. I think it's a great idea. And you know what's funny is Dave Ogrodowski, who plays Sheriff Locke. He's
mhm.
he's also like, dude, this would be a great series, man. Let's bump it into a series.
You see? You see? And you know what? This is where you start out with that spark of an idea, and I know the logistics happen, but don't think that way. Just go down that path and create, and then the rest of it'll just come together, if it's meant to be. That's how you have to be creative. You can't go backwards and think, but how do I do it? How do I make it? How do I afford to do it? And that kind of thing. Because there's always like fundraising,
That's true. That's very true. Yeah,
that you can do.
that's a
You
good
just have to
lesson.
write it.
Yeah,
That's your job.
that's right. Uh,
Anyway,
that's right.
you're gonna get off here and go, "Oh God, why did I talk to her?"
No, no, I'm having fun. It's true, and it's a compliment more than anything else. And
Yeah,
I appreciate you saying that because it's fun, and I do really enjoy writing it. And I think a good lesson for me and for others is it can be too tempting to get bogged down in logistics because you're like, well, I just want to make sure it's possible. But, you know, if you go too deep into the logistics, then you'll never do anything because you're like, well, I
right.
can't do this until this, and I can't do that until that. So,
Yeah,
yeah, no, it's great. I think it's
yeah.
fun.
I think that would be awesome. I would totally be supportive of that. I love watching. That's why I usually watch Netflix, to find a good series, and I think that'd be really fun. I think you totally could do that. I think it would work from what you have. I do think you'd have to get over a few hurdles, but definitely. I mean, look, I started out doing this and I had my phone and that was it. I didn't know what I was doing, and now I'm slowly getting there, with like you say, the lighting and the microphone, and figuring out how to do a podcast, and Patreon, and all of those fun things. And now I'm not scared of any of it now. I'm more just, there's not enough hours in the day to do it. That's the only thing holding me back.
And that's what's so cool. I mean, is that is like a whole nother beast that even I don't know much about. Like as a
Right.
filmmaker, people kind of assume, well, you would know everything about live streaming and podcasting and stuff, right? And I'm like, no, that's its own skill set, that
It is.
so
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Yeah. It's fun. I find it so fun. And I think that's the key, is always having fun with it, and then the rest of it sorts itself out.
And you've got, a lot of you and a lot of your community are so great and supportive. Like I love
Yeah.
how you guys share it. Like I'm not doing anything tonight, but so and so is doing a live stream, and it's such a great environment and anti-toxic compared to other YouTubers who are, it's all about me mentality.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's a different community, isn't it? The horror community. But everybody helps each other out, and yeah, I was just talking about that with the Night Watch Zone with Night, and just how we don't all know, nobody really knows what they're doing. All this technology and everything's pretty fresh. Like, I know, companies would put out podcasts and things like that, but just us being able to, like, StreamYard's very new, so being able to do that kind of thing, we're learning as we go. So we're supporting each other. So if you have a question, you ask someone, and then they help you with how to do things. So that's why I look at creating differently than I used to. Because before, you talk yourself out of it, because you're like, oh, I don't have the money, I don't have the resources. Who's going to want to do it? You can't think that way. You just have to do it and put it out there and see what comes back at you, really. And if you really love it, it'll work out.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll stop now. I have no more ideas. I'll stop.
No, no, I like, but I agree with everything you said. And I like the idea. It's maybe, yeah, I'm definitely going to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But actually, a series almost is more um, liberating than films in a lot of ways too, because in series, if you kind of take time to focus on characters and things like
Mhm.
that, a lot of times it's more forgiven than in films. Like in a movie,
Right.
they'll be like, "Why did we spend like one big criticism in Avatar?" Two, I didn't like, not to compare anything I've ever done to Avatar, which I would never. But one
Right.
thing that they said was like, I didn't like watching the kids, um, learn things and walk around the community. It was boring. And I'm
Right.
like, well, you have to get to know, like, it's cool to get to know these people and see about their life. And sometimes in movies, critics will be like, well, we spent too much time on this stupid side plot where we learned about this character and blah blah blah. And I
Right.
feel like in a show, that's just like expected. They'll be like, oh, in that episode, we learned a lot more about that person. That's cool.
True. Yeah, that's true. That's what's kind of appealing about a show too. It's a little bit more slowed down. It's not just like everything packed into, an hour and a half, whatever. And all that pressure. You get to watch more. Yeah, I don't know the logistics of setting up a series, like how that would work, or how much control the studio would have over, like Netflix would have over what you're doing and what's happening with it, or that kind of thing. But yeah, it'd be interesting to explore that anyway. And if you do, and you get big and famous, and you don't, you talk to me still. You can come back and talk about it on the show, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You'll be the first one on the Netflix announcement.
Awesome. Because I know eventually everybody's gonna be gone and not talk to each other anymore. I just know it. I just know it. Everyone, there's so much talent within the community and with all the indie filmmakers that we're all kind of connecting with, everyone's going to be just gone, not talking to anybody anymore. Super famous.
I don't think so.
I don't
the
know. Maybe. Yeah. Are you working on any other projects, or is this just the primary one right now? Do you get have ideas for stuff down the road?
yeah, mostly the only thing like in production that I've got editing and everything is the Christmas special, which
Right.
I'm excited about, and I have been writing a sequel, which we'll see. Now I'm thinking you could break it up maybe. I don't know, but
I'd like to see a sequel too. I think that'd be fun. You can do both.
yeah, yeah. And besides that though, um, no other feature films I'm working on right now, but I always have a lot of ideas. That's the problem with
That's
filmmakers. We
good.
we have too many ideas, not enough time.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. No, I hear ya. I hear ya.
it's like you just said. Yeah, it's like, oh, I'd love to do that suggestion. I just won't sleep. So
There's no more sleeping. Yeah. No, or eating. Yeah. No, I hear that. Yeah. It gets to where you kind of have to, yeah, pick and choose what you're going to do for sure. But you've got a lifetime, right? So you can do it whenever. Don't have to do it tomorrow.
that's yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it's it's like yeah, it's never too late to start something
Yeah.
that you want to do. So
Yeah. So with the claymation stuff, did you just explore more things and get into more of it with this short?
yeah,
Because I'm
I think
I'm still so curious about that.
that's what's cool is you kind of like with anything you push yourself and then you kind of go over hurdles and you're like, oh, I know how to do what I thought was going to be really hard,
Mhm.
um, and now I know how to. I've kind of got better at that. Now I can do that faster. So like, what can I do next? So
Right.
like things where like in the last movie I had like a crowd and of clay zombies sit next to each other in that cult uh, sanctuary, and
Yeah.
as they kind of became a mega zombie and stuff like that. And I remember
Mhm.
when I wrote that, I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. Uh, and then just one day you're just like, all right, I'm here. I'm going to figure out how I'm going to do that. So I just learned how to make better rigs. So like,
Okay.
and for anybody who doesn't know anything about stop motion, if you watch like beside behind the scenes of like Coraline or Wallace and Gromit, a lot of times you'll see they call them puppets. So like the claymation figure, like take Wallace for example. He's
Mhm.
usually has some kind of metal stand-up rig with like a heavy wood base or metal base that holds him up so he can walk, move his hands, do everything without falling.
Right.
And I kind of just had my own lower budget versions of that some worked great, some didn't. I know what to use.
Mhm.
Better ones I've built now, and um, easier like so now that I know better rigs to use, I can kind of go, all right, well, this movement I thought would be harder for a clay zombie to do.
Mhm.
It's not as hard now. And I know everyone's kind of against the AI train now. And
Right.
believe me, I am too when it comes to mainstream art and everything. But one thing about AI art, or not AI in general, as a tool,
Mhm.
is I used to have to do what's called rotoscoping, which is basically a fancy word of tracing something out.
Okay.
So I would have to trace around the clay zombie frame by frame to get those rigs out that hold them up, like in the behind the scenes of Wallace and Gromit, like we were talking about.
Right.
And now with AI, there's a website called runwayml.com, and they have
Okay.
AI where you can basically click on what you need traced out, and it's not perfect, but it will
Mhm.
do 90% of the work for you.
Right.
And I'll have to add shadows and other things later, but
Right.
just not having to do the tedious work of tracing out each zombie
Right.
opens up a plethora of more fun I can do with like more crazy deaths and head explosions instead of worrying about, taking 4 hours to trace the zombies out again or
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think that kind of thing is fine if the artist is still very much controlling it and putting effort into it and watching the playback. It's just sometimes you wonder, did they watch that back? Because that just doesn't look good, you know? So yeah, and of course touching up shots and things, that's been going on forever too, right? Like so or blood on sets and stuff because they can't, ruin the room or the floor or this, of a home or something like that. So that's kind of been going on for a long time. So I get it. I get it. I know that was a big thing for me too with art school back in the day was flipping over even to digital like cameras. Like that was a huge no, 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 and now it's kind of come around, Um, but yeah, I remember that back then too. That was like a big thing. It wasn't fine art. It wasn't real art when you did it. But I think it's just how you go about doing it. If they're mass producing it in a really crappy way, then that sucks because I don't want to see movies like that. But if you're using it as a tool to make something better, I think that's okay. I think like it or not, that's how things are gonna go. So,
Yeah, I
you know,
agree with you. I think as long as like it's an artist's vision, like a human's vision, and all
yes.
the AI is doing is helping them have more time to see their kids and or family or friends, whoever.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it is, okay, I could, you know, rotoscope this all by hand, but if I don't, I can like walk my dog or spend time with, my wife or friends or whoever.
Yeah.
So, but if you're, doing a whole movie where all the characters are, AI generated and stuff, that's where it's like,
That's
that's
too
not fun.
much. It's
Yeah.
gone too far. Yeah, I know. I'm having the same thoughts with the self-checkout machines in stores because I have a retail background and I'm watching it more and more, and it's getting more and more and like more. And it's scary because it's like, do you people realize that you're not gonna like half of us are not gonna have jobs anymore? No. Like you
Right.
got one person running all the self-checkouts, and now they're even creating places where no people are running anything. You're literally doing it, the customer's doing it themselves. I'm like, wow. You know,
That was what was freaky is
scary.
I went to Steak and Shake with, my buddy who plays, McGarrison in Clay Zombies, but I met
Mhm.
up with him and I hadn't been to Steak and Shake. Gosh, I haven't been there in like 6 years.
Yeah.
And we go inside and there's nobody to order from anymore. It's just a kiosk. And it was like,
Wow.
yeah, it was very strange. And so he had ordered a coffee and there's no coffee dispenser. So we were just
Right.
sitting there and finally someone was walking through. I think she was sweeping or something.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Hey, I ordered a coffee. How do I get it?" And she's like, "Oh, I'll just get it." And she just went and got it. And
Wow.
he's like, like, what are you gonna do in the future? Like, are we gonna have like a Steak and Shake app? And I'll text like, "Don't have my coffee, please. Can someone bring it out?" And
Yeah.
Rosie the robot.
And why are prices going up? We should be getting a wage for
Yeah.
ringing in our own stuff. You're not even getting paid to do that, but you're doing the work. Oh, it's really cool. So, you know, think about that. Think about that for a sec.
It's really
Anyway,
scary.
I know. Part of me is like, am I just getting really old? And you know, but no, I
No,
think it kind of it does go too far. So yeah, I think as long as like you're saying the artist has the control over it and you can hang on to your creation, then it could work to benefit things. But if it goes too far where they just like take your idea and then mass produce it and you make your little cut and that's it and off you go. The big corporation's going to make all the money, then that's not cool. But yeah, I hear you. Times are changing. We're evolving into the future, but yeah, it's pretty
yes.
crazy. Yeah. Anyway, um, oh, another question I had was, did you get Fire Tiger to do music again, or are you using the stuff you had from before, or anything you
Yeah.
want to talk about
So
that?
Fire Tiger has one of the best Christmas songs ever made, called "Open Eyes,"
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like it's the bomb. And so I just sent them a message and was like, "Hey, me again, guys.
Right.
Doing a Christmas special. Could we talk and maybe I get permission to use the music for the Christmas special?" And they were really nice. And we talked,
Cool.
and they're like, "Yeah, go for it." So
That's
that will
awesome.
be in the film. And then, I've got to put the Clay Zombies theme song in there
Right.
as well that they performed.
Yeah.
Uh, so that'll probably be the only two Fire Tiger songs. But for only being like 15 to 20 minutes, that's going to still be like a nice amount of Fire Tiger in there for
Right.
everyone.
Yeah. Did you find that this doing 15 minutes worth of film is just as much work as doing an hour and a half? Or
No, well, so it isn't. It's just kind of, um, for me, like the outside of, my get to make indie movies fun life,
yep.
there's the other side of the coin, the day job, the personal life.
Yeah.
That is just, like, been so busy and piled on that,
Mm.
I knew I wanted to do something, but to commit to a feature, I knew I wouldn't be able to do it. So that's kind of why I was
Right.
like, well, I know if we can film this Christmas special, and I have till next Christmas. I know I can get it done. But no, if it wasn't like that, it 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 I would suggest anyone who wants to get into filmmaking, um, go for the 10-minute, 15-minute thing your first go around. It's a lot less pressure.
Right.
You're not gonna have to worry about distributors or anything like that. You just put
Yeah.
it on YouTube. But the only thing though that I will say
Hmm.
is harder work for me though is that whole thing of I would hope that maybe next Christmas, because every for me anyway, I like to get like new films in the Christmas rotation. Like I've got my Christmas stack of Blu-rays where every Christmas I want to make sure, before Christmas I make it through those 6 movies or so.
Right.
So I'm kind of hoping that'll end up on, someone's rotation for like the next
Right.
couple years. But like, so with that, if you want to have something that's in someone's Christmas rotation, like I feel like the quality standard needs to be like a feature film. Like it's got to have that rewatchability and high production value. So I'm nitpicking this one a little bit.
Right.
So it's kind of uh I didn't okay, how about I'll articulate it like this. It shouldn't be as much work as a feature film,
Right.
but I'm nitpicking the crap out of it. So it's a lot of work, but still probably not as much as a movie.
Right. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I get that. So it's like it could be more work, but the time frame might be a little shorter. You also know what you're doing more now too, right?
Absolutely. And I did try to push it with this one as far as I wanted to have like a campfire going,
Yeah.
winter feel. So, I played around with, I wanted it to feel more darker, more Christmassy.
Right.
And then the first Clay Zombies, we've got some darker interior shots and things like that, but I never did anything at night. So to kind of
Mhm.
push myself as a director and, I did all the cinematography this time. I was like, I'm going to try to do things that look, like they're at night. I
Yeah.
want it to look like there's campfires. I want to,
Right.
try to get like sparkles in people's eyes from Christmas lights and add, just oozing that holiday spirit.
Right. That's cool. I can't wait for it. Do you have a date for when it's coming out yet? No.
I do not.
It'll be
Probably
before Christmas though.
yes. I'd
Yeah.
say sometime before December 15th it'll be out.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that's something that's like I'm even trying to decide too. Is it would it be a fun thing for people to be done with Thanksgiving dinner and oh, I'll put on the Clay Zombies Christmas special.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you should. You should.
Or, yeah, so something like that. It'll either be, a little bit after Thanksgiving or like December 15th, give people time before Christmas,
To
something like
watch.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have all your links below. And if you do create the YouTube channel, the Clay Zombie, flip me that one too, and I'll put that link in there even afterwards. But for now, people can go to your channel, Jake Jolley, on YouTube. Check it out, and you're on Instagram too. Clay Zombies is on Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah. So people can check it out and, you know, keep up on when you're gonna have that dropping and whatnot. And I'll post it out when it comes out too, for sure.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
of
really
course.
appreciate you doing that. And if people don't mind checking out Clay Zombies on Tubi, it's a goofy, fun time.
Yeah.
And I have updates on clayzombies.com of, I got some still pictures from the Christmas special, and I'll
Mhm.
put the trailer up soon. And the Christmas special trailer is on Instagram and on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone will check it out for a fun holiday time here in the late fall, early winter.
Yeah, check it out. And you can get the Blu-ray of Clay Zombies as well off of your website with the comic book, but you can also get it off of eBay as well, I saw.
Yeah, yeah. For people who don't like PayPal, I put it on eBay, and it's on the website, and I hope people check it out. It's got cool interviews, and Diane Franklin, when she came to the premiere, and she does an interview and got some deleted scenes on it. So it's a fun time. I love physical media, so yeah.
Cool. Yeah, me too. Thanks again for doing this. This is really cool. I was really hoping you'd be able to come back on again to do it because it's really fun chatting with you.
Really fun chatting with you too, Karen, and maybe when I get another trailer out or closer to Christmas, we can talk again, hopefully. Or
Yeah. Well, you're always welcome back anytime. Yeah. When you get that series, you think of me first.
that's right,
Yeah. Well, thanks.
absolutely.
Thank you, Jake. All the best to you, and I'm sure we'll talk soon.
I absolutely thank you, Karen. I had a blast, and see you soon.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I sure did. It's always fun chatting with Jake. Cannot wait for that movie to come out. And once again, thank you, Jake, for stopping by. You're welcome back anytime. Go watch Clay Zombies on Tubi if you haven't seen it yet, and then go grab a copy of the Blu-ray off of his website. I have everything linked down below. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up because it helps me out a lot, and subscribe to the channel for more interviews like this one. There is lots more coming, and we're going to get Jake back again once that Christmas movie drops. And more movie reviews. I've got some coming out this week. Live streams. We've got watch parties coming up for next month. Super, super fun. And more surprises. You just got to stay tuned. And drop your comments down below too, because I love to chat. Well, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching and stopping by. I love you all, and we'll see you again on the next one. Bye, guys.